What if everything we thought we knew about Beyonce's pregnancy was a carefully staged illusion? And what if the truth behind that illusion was darker than anyone could have ever imagined? For years, rumors have swirled around Beyonce and Jay Z, but when Jaguar Wright went on Piers Morgan's show and dropped bombshell accusations, the couple's lawyers reportedly snapped into action with threats of a lawsuit. Her words weren't vague, they were chilling. She spoke of victims ready to testify, of secrets too ugly to speak in public, of power used in ways that left people afraid to come forward. And while the lawsuit talk might have silenced some, it only poured gasoline on the fire, making people wonder, what were Beyonce and Jay Z trying so hard to keep buried? The whispers always seemed to circle back to one name: Kathy White. To the outside world, she was just another face in the crowd, but in industry circles, she was rumored to be Jay Z's longtime mistress. In 2011, Kathy's life came to a sudden, mysterious end. Officially, her cause of death was a brain aneurysm, but friends and fans never bought that explanation. The timing was too perfect, too clean, too convenient. It wasn't just that she died suddenly, it was when she died that set off alarms. Because just months later, Beyonce would step onto the stage at the MTV Video Music Awards with a glowing smile and a baby bump, announcing her pregnancy to the world. But even that moment sparked more questions than answers. The infamous clip of Beyonce sitting down for an interview, where her stomach appeared to fold in like fabric, went viral. Viewers swore they had just seen proof that her pregnancy wasn't real. Suddenly, the idea that Kathy had carried a child for Beyonce and Jay Z didn't seem so far-fetched. And when Blue Ivy was born in January 2012, people began connecting the dots in ways the Carters probably wished they never had. Adding fuel to the fire was the investigation by Hollywood Street King, a blogger who claimed Kathy had reached out before her death, saying she feared for her life. Days later, she was gone. Toxicology tests were said to be pending, whispers of poisoning began to spread, and the blogger published his findings online, only for the article to mysteriously disappear. Yet nothing on the internet ever truly dies. Years later, the piece resurfaced, and suddenly all the old suspicions came rushing back. The connections didn't stop there. Claudia Jordan's name kept popping up, not only as Kathy's best friend, but also the person who allegedly introduced her to Jay Z in the first place. Photos surfaced of Jay, Kathy, and Claudia partying together just weeks before Kathy's death. When Jaguar Wright reignited the controversy, she didn't hesitate to call Claudia out by name, accusing her of staying silent about what really happened. The pressure on Claudia to explain herself only grew as the photos circulated again, reminding everyone that Kathy wasn't some distant rumor. She was real. She was close to Jay, and she was gone far too soon. And then came the lyrics. Beyonce's music has always been dissected by fans, but when Lemonade dropped in 2016, many listeners believed it contained hidden confessions about infidelity and betrayal. Later, on Cowboy Carter, the song Daughter featured lines so graphic and unsettling that people couldn't ignore the parallels. Lyrics about blood on couture, about a woman left black and blue, about vengeance. It was enough for fans to claim Beyonce was telling the story of Kathy White in code. Even more disturbing was the resurfaced poem linked to her track Anger, where she described wearing a lover's skin, their hair, their very body as a way of holding on. To her most loyal fans, these were just metaphors. To others, they were evidence of guilt hiding in plain sight. Jaguar Wright only turned up the volume. She accused Beyonce and Jay Z of being untouchable, of buying silence, of running in the same dark circles as Diddy. She painted herself as the one person too stubborn to be silenced, claiming that when the industry leaves victims with nowhere to turn, people like her step in to speak the truth. Her words were raw, chaotic, and impossible to ignore. Whether you believed her or not, she forced the story back into the spotlight, dragging old names and old wounds with it. And so the timeline lingers like an open wound. Kathy White dies suddenly in 2011. Beyonce announces her pregnancy just 48 hours later, Blue Ivy is born in 2012. Years later, the pregnancy bump clip resurfaces, the blog article returns, Jaguar Wright adds fuel to the fire, and Beyonce herself drops songs that fans insist are veiled confessions. It's been over a decade, yet people are still connecting the dots, still asking if this was just another celebrity rumor, or if something darker really took place behind closed doors. So, what do you believe? Was Beyonce's pregnancy a carefully staged illusion, with Kathy White carrying the child before being erased from the picture? Or is this all just a web of speculation that refuses to die? The truth may never be confirmed, but the whispers continue to grow louder. Drop your thoughts in the comments, and if you thought this story was messy, you'll want to see the next video. It's even wilder.